On today's menu, we have squash soup with wild mushrooms and goat cheese gnocchis. So we'll need a piece of squash, some garlic, shallots, an onion, a piece of pork rind, a sprig of thyme, and some sautéed mushrooms. To make the gnocchis, we need some ricotta cheese, a bit of flour, egg yolks, and herbs of Provence. So now we've finished cutting up the squash, and we've peeled and sliced the onion, the garlic, and the shallots. So I'll put the saucepan onto the heat with a little bit of olive oil. We put in the pork rind and the thyme, and we let it gently heat. I add a knob of butter, and once it's well sweated, I add the squash, and I season lightly. I gently sweat the squash without browning it, and I stir a little now and again. And now I'm going to add a bit of white base. The white base is simply a poultry stock, which means we take a poultry carcass, we remove the excess fat and let it simmer in water for between 25 and 30 minutes without boiling. And then we're now going to prepare the dough for the gnocchis, and the dough for goat cheese gnocchis requires 250 grams of ricotta cheese of course, 15 grams of flour, an egg yolk, and a few herbs from Provence. I put all the ingredients into the blender, and there. The dough is ready. And I take 2 spoons of the same size, and I shape the gnocchis. So we let the gnocchis cook gently, and as soon as they float to the surface, they're cooked. And we scoop them out delicately so they don't break. And we place them in some water so that they can cool off quickly. Now we'll take out the pork rind we put in at the beginning, because we don't want the mixture to get too salty. And now the squash is cooked. The squash cooks in about 25 minutes. And I've already broken it down with a blender. And now I'm going to filter it, so I take a sieve and another pot and pour the whole thing in, gently straining it. There we go. And now I put my soup on to simmer, and whilst that's going on, I'll fry the wild mushrooms. And now for the gnocchis. They've now cooled, so I start to push them ever so gently in their original pot with just a drop of olive oil. And now the mushrooms are